What's up guys, welcome back to LM Diesel, and today we're going to be talking about switching out your exhaust housing on your turbocharger on your 5.9 Cummins. Quick background on my truck, I drive an 07 5.9 Cummins. It's got a S472 83.90 housing, Steed speed manifold, T4, head studs, fast 150, 20x12s, bigger intercooler, a laundry list of parts. So one of the issues I'm running into is that an S472 is actually a pretty big charger. It's definitely recommended that you upgrade your fuel before getting a charger like that. So I'm on stock injectors and I'm on a stock CP3 right now. So the question is, can you drive a truck with a charger that big on stock fuel? The answer is yes, but it's not going to be perfect and you're going to need a few things. Step one is you're for sure going to need tuning. I have a EFI Live by Firepunk Diesel, and so that definitely helps and made a difference. The second thing is that when I first got the charger put on the truck, it came with an S472 8310. And if you don't know about turbochargers, when you change the size of the exhaust housing, it can actually help to spool the turbo quicker. But the drawback is that you get less top-end spool. Let's say it's a perfect circumstance, you have 100 overs and a 10 mil CP3, and you have an S472 8310, and you go and just slam on the gas, the turbo will light pretty quick, and then it'll top out at like a certain PSI, right? Let's just say that you switch to a 1.10 housing. Then what would probably happen is if you slammed on the gas, it would take a second to light, but it would light, but your top end boost would be higher. Well, if you switch to a smaller housing, so say you do a 0.90 like what I have on the truck now, then your turbo would spool quicker, but you would have less top end boost, if that makes sense. So it kind of depends on how you drive. Do you want more immediate boost, but kind of less on the top end? Or do you want maybe a little less on the low end and more on the top end? It kind of depends on what you're doing, right? If you're drag racing, I would assume you probably want a pretty big exhaust housing because that top end is what you're relying on. For normal street driving, a smaller exhaust housing is pretty helpful. So that's why I picked it out. So I had a 1.0 housing on mine and I switched to a 0.90 housing. And here's the difference. First off, it wasn't hard to do. It wasn't a big job. Working on a Cummins is not hard at all, to be honest. So now that I got the new one on, basically the difference is this. It does spool quicker, but it's not like a dramatic difference. I think I should just say that. The exhaust housing on your turbo is really to kind of fine tune the spooling characteristics of your turbo and how you want to drive. I want a little bit more immediate spool and maybe less on the top end, so I opted out for a smaller housing. So my truck drives pretty well. I've been driving it for the past few days. And yes, it noticeably spools quicker. Is it a night and day difference? No. It's like, hey, when I'm just mildly accelerating, I got like 1 to 2 PSI more than I did before. That's kind of the difference you can expect when switching to a smaller exhaust housing. And I would assume it would also be the same when switching to a larger exhaust housing. Now, again, everyone's setup is different. I'm sure that my numbers would completely change if I had 100 overs and a 10 mil CP3. By the way, I am planning on getting more fuel. It's just the situation right now, my compounds that were on it before kind of ended up being broken and I just needed to throw something on there. So that's kind of why I have a turbo that's pretty big on stock fuel. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, keep a lookout for more content. Let me know what you think. Let me know if what I said was wrong or if I need to improve on anything. Oh, this truck here. This is 1964 C10 Chevy on top of a 1995 Ford F-250 body with a 351 Windsor. Really unique truck. Definitely gonna do a video on that here soon. So if you do wanna see a video on that, make sure to let me know in the comments. So, hope you have a good day.